What's going on, everyone? LA Sports back with another video. In this video, I have a lot to talk about in terms of the NBA, as two huge trades went down today around the association involving CJ McCollum and Domantas Sabonis. We'll start off with the trade that happened first today, first reported by Shams Charania of The Athletic, as well as ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. Portland Trailblazers have reportedly agreed to trade CJ McCollum to the New Orleans Pelicans, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski and The Athletic's Shams Charania. So, huge deal here. Let's get into it. New Orleans receives CJ McCollum, Larry Nance Jr., as well as Tony Snell. And Portland receives Josh Hart, Thomas Satoransky, Didi Louzada, as well as Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and then a 2022 first-round pick, which is protected. The protections on that pick, if it is the first or four, picks 1 to 4, it stays with the Pelicans. If it is 5 to 16, it goes to the Portland Trailblazers, which is probably likely. And then if it is 17 to 30, it goes to the Charlotte Hornets. If for some reason that pick is not within 15 and 16, it would not belong to the Portland Trailblazers, but they would get a future first-round pick. So that's the protection on that 2022 first-round pick. As well, they are also getting 2 future second-round picks. Now, this is an interesting one. I definitely think this is a deal that impacts both teams. There's no question about it. I think if you're the Trailblazers, though, I think you could have waited a little bit longer to try and see if you could have got a little bit more. That's just the way I feel on that side of it. I just think that they should have waited a little bit longer to see if they could get a little bit more on the market for CJ McCollum. They didn't do that. They felt like this was a good enough package for them, so they went along to pull the trigger. I definitely thought it was interesting. I think the Pelicans are kind of in a weird spot because Zion Williamson's been out, and you're a good team with him playing. They have Brandon Ingram. They have Jonas Valanciunas, Devontae Graham. They have a lot of pieces, and they're a very interesting team, to say the least. They're a team that's definitely going to compete for the playoffs, and after making this move, I would probably say that they're going to probably make the playoffs. You take a look at the standings; they're in the 10 spot, so. The Blazers are only half a game behind them. It's really interesting there, but I think the Pelicans are going to make that push, make the play-in, and hope that they can, really make a run in the playoffs, as this is a big-time move. The next thing I want to talk about is the huge trade involving the Indiana Pacers and the Sacramento Kings. Of course, involving Domantas Sabonis. Sabonis is an unbelievable player. He's still under contract for 2 more years after this one at $18 million per year, which is a steal. His contract's a steal. Let's get into the trade. Indiana, for Sabonis, this is what they're going to receive in the entire package: Tyrese Haliburton, Buddy Hield, Tristan Thompson. That's a very good package right there. Haliburton is he's a bright young star. He's going to be a very good player in this league. The Kings didn't want to trade Haliburton, and they made that very obvious, but I guess this was just a package, and getting Sabonis was just something they couldn't turn down. So it's interesting that they dealt him. So for the Pacers, I think they get a pretty decent package. They didn't get a draft pick, which I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, you're getting Haliburton, and had you not given up, if you would have got a first-round pick, I don't think you would have got Haliburton. But who knows? But that's the package for Indiana. As for the Sacramento Kings, they are receiving Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, a 2027 second-round pick, and, of course, the superstar Domantas Sabonis. That package from the Indiana Pacers. Now, taking a look where the two teams stand, Pacers, they're 7 games away from a play-in spot, so their season's over. They just traded LeVert. Expect them to trade Miles Turner within the next 48 hours. And then moving to the Sacramento side of things, they're right in the race. I mean, they're just 2 games back from that 10 spot of that which the Pelicans are in. So it's interesting. They both made big moves, and the team, in the 9 spot is pretty far away. So it's going to be a really good race to get to that 10 spot. And I would expect one of the two teams to make the playoffs. So it's very interesting, or make the play-in rather. So it's very interesting there. I think the Kings, these are two weird teams because the Kings and the Pelicans, they're not really teams that are going to compete for titles, but they went out and they traded packages that a team competing for a title would do. So it's interesting, to say the least. But I think the Kings had to do something big, and I think this makes a bit of sense, making this trade. I don't know about trading Halliburton. He's a really, really good young player. I think they would have been better off trading a first-round pick or even 2 first-round picks. But, Halliburton was what the Pacers wanted, and Sabonis was a player that the Kings wanted, so I guess they just decided to make the move. So very interesting trade here between these two teams. And the final thing I want to talk about in this video is James Harden. This one, to me, is just very interesting. James Harden is sitting out of tonight's game. The Brooklyn Nets are intentionally, not playing him, which is super interesting. This is the last game for the Nets before the trade deadline, and it's a huge game. They're at home against the Boston Celtics. They're on national television, and you're sitting him out. This is a huge game. You take a look at Boston, you take a look at Brooklyn. They're tied for the 7th spot. The winner's going to move into full position of that 7th spot. Why would you take your best player out of this game if you weren't going to trade him? To me, that is just super interesting. I don't know why they're doing it. He's listed on the injury report as he has hamstring tightness, but apparently reports are saying that he's intentionally being held out. This is a very interesting topic. It's very, very interesting. I don't know if he's going to get traded. Steve Nash dismissed the possibility of him getting traded earlier in the week. This is just definitely a situation to monitor. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he's traded, and I wouldn't be surprised if he stays with the Nets. It's going to be a very fun next 48 hours, and you better believe that I'm going to have you covered on the channel. So if you guys are new, please please subscribe. That's really all I got in the video. You guys leave a comment down below your thoughts on these trades. What do you think about the Pacers trade, the Domantas Sabonis trade, as well as the C.J. McCollum trade as he is going to the Pelicans? Let me know your thoughts on the James Harden situation. Do you think he's going to get traded at the deadline? Let me know all that good stuff down below in the comments section. Like I said, as always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll see you guys all in the next video.